was like, where's my music? I couldn't hear my music. What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome. We are back. Have y'all missed me? I have missed you guys so much. Man, we have been on hiatus for the holidays, and then actually a couple of times I was supposed to come on. I had come in contact with some people with COVID, and you know what? I love me some Will, who's in studio with me tonight. He's on. Since he said he was the only person who ever hadn't been on red wine, so he's on with me tonight. But I did not want to come to the studio. Please let everybody know I am fine. I never had COVID, but as a nurse, I came in contact with people, and I didn't want to spread it. And Will is too dear and to my heart. I didn't want to expose him to anything, so we have been postponed. But guess what? We are back. I can't wait. I'm excited to talk with you guys tonight. I got so much I want to talk about 2021 because oh my God, I don't know about y'all, but although it is only what February 12th,
Yeah.
and 2021 has already been like a beast.
Really?
Yes, it has been a beast. Wait a minute.
Really? So it's already been a beast for you?
It's already been a beast for me because let me tell you, here it is, just the 12th day of February. I lost a friend. Well,
Mm.
let me say, not say lost because I don't want to say she didn't pass,
Okay.
but I ended a friendship, a 29-year friendship, uh, this year already, just a few days ago. It was one of those things, and I did, and I'm going to talk about that because I did have to take a step back and self reflect on that one.
Okay.
Uh, Also, just a lot of things have been going on, with the world, with the craziness. And so self reflection has helped me through a lot, even though we only, what, 6 weeks into 2021.
Mm.
So I really, what I want to talk to you guys about tonight, and I hope you guys give me a call in because what's the number? 615-892-0580.
0580. Yes, ma'am.
Give me a call in. Let's just chit chat. Let's talk about the new year because I never got an opportunity to do a New Year show. So this is my New Year show. As I said earlier in my video, I don't do resolutions. Did you do a resolution, Will? Do you do
No,
resolution?
I don't do resolution.
I don't
No,
either.
I don't.
I don't do resolutions, but I have started doing new journeys of self reflection. And so, like for 2020, I told you guys, 2020 was my self reflection on emotions because I'm not an emotional person. I The only emotion I typically show is anger, which I hate to get too angry with people. I hate to be out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to express myself emotionally. And when I say that took me on a long journey, because one of the things, and I think I've said this on the show before,
Mm.
one of the things I realized about myself was that I always got upset because I felt like people weren't taking how I felt into consideration, when in reality, I was never expressing to them how I felt. So, how could they take into consideration how I feel if I didn't tell you how I feel? So, I
Okay.
would always just swallow it and then get upset because nobody cared about what Karen thought. But then I never told anybody how I thought. So it was always, how can you be upset with somebody if you never expressed it? And so if you're one of those type people, because there's a lot of people out there like
I
that.
was just gonna say that it's a lot of people out there
Yes,
like that, man, that gets upset with people. And I mean, if you've never told them,
right.
how are they supposed to know? They're not mind
Exactly.
readers.
Exactly. And that's what I had to learn because I would get really upset about that. Because I'd be like, dang, here I am putting everybody else, ahead of me, but ain't nobody putting me ahead of them. But in reality, they didn't know how I felt because I always swallowed it and pretended like, you know how people always say, "Oh no, I'm okay, I'm good, don't worry about it, it's all right." But in reality, it really wasn't. So if you're one of those people who feel that way, I mean, take a step back and self reflect. Is it really that people are not taking you into consideration, or are you not voicing how you feel?
Mm.
Because that's an important thing. And so, you know, every time now, what I do, every time I feel a certain way about something, the first thing I do is take a step back and ask myself, why? Why do you feel that way? Why is it that it's bothering you? And I keep asking myself, and every time I get an answer to why, then I ask the next question. So Why do you feel that people are ignoring me? Because nobody takes me into consideration. Well, why do you think nobody is taking Karen into consideration? So you have a conversation with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the journey of self-reflection is you keep asking yourself why until you drill down to the real root of the issue. And the real root of my issue was I was never expressing my emotions to people.
So basically, what you're saying is it's okay to answer yourself when you ask a question, right?
Absolutely. Some people say you think it's crazy, but that don't mean you crazy. That just means you had a question. Hey, I talk to myself every day. And I even listen, I even started doing voice recordings
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times, I don't know if y'all like me, you have good ideas and stuff. It spur of the moment. And so I'll do a voice recording and be like, hey, remember to talk about this or remember that. Because, as we get older, our memories do get a little bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I talk to myself. I record myself. I go back and listen to the advice that I give myself, all those different things. But the only way to do a true self reflection is you got to talk to yourself. But you have to be honest with yourself. Now,
Mm.
that's the thing. Can you really be
That is
honest?
a damn good question because a lot of people they don't like to be honest with themselves.
Oh, absolutely. And when I tell you my friend that I lost,
That you're not friends with
that I'm
anymore.
not friends with
Okay,
anymore.
because
That I'm not.
it sounds
Yeah,
like
let
they
me stop
died.
saying lost because she didn't die. That I'm no longer friends with. I feel like that's her issue. Is that she didn't take a step back and look at herself in this particular situation,
Mm.
and she took it a step too far from me. And let me just tell y'all the story. Let me tell y'all what happened.
Yeah, what happened?
Let me tell y'all what happened.
We all family here.
Yeah, we all family. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So, cause I actually had to take a step back and do a self reflection on this, and I'm gonna be honest. In my self reflection, I identified where I could have resolved the issue. If I'm being honest with myself,
Mm-hmm.
I could have resolved the issue. There was a point in the situation where I could have took a step back and said, you know what? I'm going to let this go and resolve this situation. But I chose not to. And I am accepting of my choice not to. That's the other thing about self-reflection. Even if, you come up, your answer may not be what somebody else thinks it should be, but the only person who has to live with it is you. And as long as you can live with that response, you all good. So this is what just briefly give y'all what happened. Let me just say, I don't think I said this before. I am not domesticated. I'm not domesticated at all. I like a nice house, okay? I like a nice house, but I'm not the spick and span you eat off the floor type. That's not who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So fellas, if you enjoy cleaning up, I'm looking for a man that needs to clean. I'll wash clothes if you fold. I'm willing, we can compromise with it, but or we can just hire a housekeeper, which is what this whole conversation is about. So my friend was one of those, she's been hit by COVID and also some health issues. So she wasn't working at the time.
Okay.
And so, I was like, I'm thinking about hiring somebody to come start cleaning up the house. And so I made the offer to her.
Okay.
Made the offer to her to come to clean up. And she was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it or not. I just had, surgery and all. So she wasn't really sure. And I was like, well, girl, don't even worry about it. I said, honey, because I ain't got time to be waiting on somebody to decide whether they want to do it or not. I'm looking to hire somebody, right? So I let it go. And so I'm but in the process of redoing my bedroom. So everything, I had all this stuff in my woman cave and I was getting rid of my armoire. And she made a suggestion to me. She was like, well, why don't you, move your winter clothes, your summer clothes upstairs to one of the empty bedroom closets, and that way you can move all your other stuff into the closet until you get another dresser. So I was like, that's a great idea. So I decided to do that on Saturday. I called her, said, hey, what you doing? You want to get out of the house? Come on over, help me move the clothes,
Mm-hmm.
the summer clothes upstairs and, clean out the armoire and all. We'll move everything into the closet. So I went and picked her up. First she said no, and then she was like, no, come on and get me. So I went and got her.
So you went and picked her up.
I went and picked her up.
Okay.
Went and picked her up. So we get to the house and she go, I take her into the closet and she starts pulling out stuff in the closet. And so I'm in my woman cave. And yes, y'all, I have a woman cave. So I'm in my woman
You
cave,
got a woman patio too. I
I
mean,
do.
you just got
I
a woman everything
let
over
me
there.
tell you, when I finish this remodel, you're gonna have to come when I finish this remodel.
I'm coming before you finish it. I
Well,
don't.
well, come on in the mist. In the mist. I got quotes going. See, you got me deferring, but let me tell you,
Wait till it get hot outside.
the first project that's going on is I'm getting me a 8-foot privacy fence put up all the way around the backyard
Oh shit.
with a remote control, the remote gate opener, so I don't have to come outside to open the gate, and I can see who coming up. But you got me talking about something. I digress. So anyway, so I'm in the woman cave kind of straighten up because I bought a new mattress. They were coming to pick up this huge armoire. So I'm trying to make a space because everything I moved from my bedroom into the woman cave as I was remodeling.
Mhm.
And so the next thing I know, here she comes and she wants to, she's trying to take, I'm cleaning as I move. I'm one of those type people. I work in sections, especially if
Yeah.
I know what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Like I got to clean this spot so I can move this over here. And then, and I work my way around the room. So she comes in, she wants to do all these things. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. No, we're not doing that. No, I don't want you to do that. So I kept saying all these things. No, I don't want you to do that. We're not doing that. She went upstairs, started washing dishes, cleaned up the kitchen. I came upstairs and said, oh, thank you for cleaning up the kitchen. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
So after everything was done and we're sitting there and she looks at me and she says, so do I get the job? I said, job? And she was like, yeah, wasn't that what this was? Me helping, me cleaning up. It was a test to see whether or not you were gonna hire me. And I laughed and I was like, no, well, you ain't hired then, is what I'm saying. Cause the whole time I'm like, no, I don't want you to do this. I don't want no, don't
Right.
do
Right.
that.
Right.
Don't touch this. No. So, so she's expecting to get paid, which
Oh
was
wow.
news to me. So I'm like, well, okay, well, I had $40 in my pocket. I was like, here,
Hold up, but you never that was
never, not once, not once.
and you gave her 40
I gave
anyway.
her $40. Gave her $40.
Wow.
So I take her back home, and so as I pull up in front of her apartment, and we're sitting there, and I could tell she was upset, and so she was like, "So am I hired or not?" And I'm like, "Not hired, not." And she was like, well, I thought that's what this was. And you wanted me to come and help clean it up. And I was like, I don't know how you got that out of. I specifically said, can you come help me move the clothes in the closet? And every time you did something else, I said, no, don't do that. No, I don't want you to do that. I'm not doing that. No, stop. Put that down. Leave that alone. I said, so how did you get that out of? I I brought you over to clean up and I was going to pay you. So she was like, well, I'm fine with the 40 as long as I know there's more coming.
Okay.
So I just kind of laughed it off. I pulled on off. The next day, she sends me her cash out. And so I'm like, okay. And so I laughed, sent laughing faces, and I said, so what is it that you are expecting to receive for services that I didn't ask you to do? So she sends back $100. She said, you already gave me 40, so you owe me 60. So I
You owe her.
owe her 60. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm going, okay. And she even said, and this is the killer, because she even said to me, well, then I guess it was a miscommunication then. Well, it was your miscommunication.
Well. Hold up, Ko,
Uh
because
huh.
you drove over there. How far does she live away from you?
She's
Because
not that far. And I didn't mind going to pick her
oh,
up.
well, I'm just trying to put
Because
gas mileage and everything
it
in
was
there.
really me trying to get her out of the house. I didn't mind going to pick her up. And so, but here's what really got me. So here's where I had to self reflect on.
Okay.
So when she said, about the 60, I sent back. First, I laughed. And then I sent back and I said, okay, I'll compromise and give you 30. Because for me, I could care less about the money. I said, I'll compromise and give you 30. She sends back and says, compromise would be 40.
Wow.
And so that's kind of what got me right there was compromise would be 40.
Mm.
Because to me, no, compromise is me paying you at all for services that I didn't even ask you to perform.
You know, if she just needed some money,
Just ask me, I would have gave it freely. Freely. If that's what it was about. But what the killer was when I said to her no compromise was me paying you at all, she came back and hit me personally because I had shared with her about how I had discovered after my mother had passed a lot of things that she had been saying about me behind my back. And so her comment to me was, I don't know what it was that your mother was saying about you, but a mother knows her child. And I'm like, wow, you had to take it there to bring my deceased mother into this conversation.
mm.
So for me, that's a self reflection she needs to do on why you felt the need to come at me personally. Now, when I self reflected on it, now I could have nipped it in the bud when she came back and said compromise was 40. I could have just nipped it in the bud and said okay and gave her the 40. But it was the way I was like, you know what? You said that you knew there was a miscommunication. It was established that the assumption was on your part, but yet for you to come at me that way about $40 and then tell me, oh, the same old scheming Karen, always trying to get over on somebody.
Hmm.
Oh, so now you want to attack me personally. So I could have took it other places, but you know what? I left it at I sent her the $60 and said, I sent you what you say I owed you. Please don't contact me again. Because for you to make a comment like that tells me what type of person that you are.
So she just basically got $100, and she was supposed to just be coming to hang out.
She was supposed to just be coming to help me move the clothes upstairs. Now, if you wanted to get paid for helping clean out the closet and move the clothes upstairs, I would have gave you the $40 for that. No problem. That's what I asked you to do. And she would say, well, then she even said, well, if you weren't gonna pay me, then you could have at least said you that you weren't, I wasn't getting paid for all these services. Well, why would I tell you you weren't getting paid when I didn't know that's what you came over here for?
Y'all, you said this friendship's lasted how long?
We've been friends 29 years.
So 29 years. First of all, I got friends. I done had friends, for all my life. If I call them up and say I need you to come over and do something, they'd be like, "All right, dude, I'll be over in a minute." That's
Right,
it. Ain't no payment involved.
right. Well, she says because I had the conversation with her earlier about hiring her to clean up, that she thought that that's what that was, what that this was. But how could you think that when I specifically said the closet, and every time you did something else, said, no, I don't want you to do that. No, we're not doing that.
Interesting.
No, don't do that. But I'm the bad guy. But I think what it was is my journey of self reflection about my emotions and me not expressing my emotions. And so this was a moment that I felt I needed to express myself. And hey, no, the compromise was me paying you at all. That was the compromise because I never asked you to perform the service. So that I thought that was really interesting. So I had to do a self reflection and go, you know what? Could I have handled this situation differently? Absolutely. I could have.
Frida said, Frida Stevenson, first of all, thank you for listening.
Yes.
She said, exactly, no payment at all.
Right, right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that was the compromise. I paid you. I gave you money for something I didn't even ask you to do. But I hate to have lost you as a friend, but you know what? Hey, life goes on.
Well, I mean, my thing is, for 29 years, you want to let $100 come between something between for 20. Well, then apparently she wasn't your friend from the jump. I mean, that was 29 years wasted. I mean, because I mean, this for her to charge to feel that she has the right to charge you to help you do something. I mean, come on, man. Look, I get it. Everybody wants something for something,
Yes,
But
times are hard. I get it.
but come on, man. Let's be real. It's a friendship over 29 years,
Yes.
and you nah
And to make that comment to me that
nah.
that she did like over $100, and I already explained, we had the conversation that it was a miscommunication. I don't know how you misunderstood. because I specifically asked you to do one thing. But that's something when I say, journey of self-reflection, I did have to take a step back and look at myself and go, hey, could I have handled this differently? And if anybody, hey, if you want to call in and chime in on this conversation, please, because this is about self-reflection, and I feel like she really should take a step back and ask herself why she felt that way about me, because I did nothing to receive that. I did nothing to warrant her making that particular comment, or trying, taking it on a personal level. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
And that's what got me, because she should never had brought that into the conversation
No,
whatsoever.
no. My deceased mother,
Right.
like,
No,
wow,
you don't do
really?
that. You don't do
Yeah,
that.
we don't do that. But that's an example of things like when I've had a few things that happen like that. And so, I share this to say with people, always when you have something to go on or to happen, always take a step back and say, could I have handled this differently? What could I have done differently? Can you own up to? And I can own up to, I could have squashed the situation and handled it differently. But at the time, I felt like, no, this is another situation where Karen swallows how she feels to suit other people. And I felt I needed to step up and express myself in that, because she crossed the line.
Mm.
You crossed the line. That was a definite line that, we don't play those kind of games. I would never say that to anybody else, and I don't appreciate someone saying that to me.
You have a question here. They said, has she really been a true friend for years?
I can say that we have been through some ups and downs, and we have been friends. I can say she has been a true friend. She has been there in times of need, most definitely. But you know what? Evidently, everybody is there for a season,
Right.
and obviously, her season has come to an end, because that's, for me, that's unforgivable for you to make that comment, especially to include my mother in it. That's an unforgivable cross of the line, to me. And so I'm comfortable with making a decision of, please don't contact me again.
Mm.
I'm comfortable with letting it go. I hate that. I really and truly do. But it is what it is. And she didn't, I really wish that she would take a step back and self-reflect on that and see where she was wrong, in this particular situation. A lot of times people cannot take a step back and see where they're wrong, and that's the whole point of self-reflection, because I most definitely can. I have on a few, like I said, it's only February 12th, but I've had some incidents. So I can step back and say, you know what, Karen, you could have handled that a little bit differently, and where apology was necessary, I've apologized for things that I've done. But I typically now, I always try to self-reflect and not allow myself to say or do things that I know I truly don't mean. So self-reflection is important, because you can't take things back. She can't take that back. That's a statement that can't be walked back. And I feel some type of a way with
That's
about
why
it.
I really try to think now before I say certain things. Because
Absolutely.
I mean, younger, no, I just blurt the shit out. But
Right.
now I try to really, think about the outcome, think about the effect it has, and everything of that nature. Because, like you said, you can't take that back.
You can't take it back. You can't take it back. And so many times people are so set in, and I do, like, for a journey of self-reflection, it means you got to be able to see the other person's point
Mm.
of view. I can see her point of view. I can see where she was coming from. Knowing her as the person that she is, I can see why she responded to me the way she is. I get it. I understand completely why she reacted the way she reacted. But does that make it right?
No,
No. No. Does it mean I have to accept it just because I know who she is as a person?
no.
Absolutely not. And vice versa. She doesn't have to accept it from me as well. But I chose, to walk away. That was just that was too much for me. But and I'll tell you, I had another, and I was just talking to you and Joy about this too.
Mm.
And I mentioned this in my video that I was going to talk about the silhouette challenge. This is funny because I saw a post, and this is where when I talk about self-reflection. This gentleman made a post, and is everybody familiar with the silhouette challenge? You know what I'm talking about with the silhouette
I've
challenge?
heard about, but I don't know exactly what it is.
Okay, so this silhouette challenge, and I want people to do. Let's self-reflect on this one, y'all. Especially you ladies, because it was the ladies that was making most of the comments, and I really would love for one of you ladies to call in and to voice your opinion on this one. So the gentleman made a post, and it said that um, a guy asked his girl not to do the silhouette challenge. Well, the silhouette challenge is where, they show you they in like a robe or something, you can see them, and then the song flips and they flip off the light, and you can't see the person for say. All you see is their silhouette or their shadow or them, them moving. But sometimes they appear nude. Some of the ladies you can tell they may have on a bra or a thong. I have eaten. Hey, let's say we're gonna go vice versa because I have seen some male silhouette challenge videos as well with things being bobbed up and down. Well, I ain't PG with dicks, flopping up and down in the air. So they're doing it. But the post was about the guy asked his girl not to do the silhouette challenge. And he was like, if you do it, then it's over.
Hold up, are they married?
Yeah, I think it was they were in a relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, I don't
Okay.
know.
I was like, damn.
It just said relationship. And so the question was, did you think that he was either A, insecure, B, feeling disrespected, um, C, being controlling, all these different things. And so as I'm going through and I'm reading all of the comments, most of the women were like, oh, he's insecure. He's trying to control her. It's just a silhouette challenge. Nobody is going to see her. It's not like she's naked and all these kind of things. And they were going, and one girl, I mean, she went in on him. She was like, uh, he's insecure, childish, and and she just went on and on and on, and he was just looking for a reason to leave. If the silhouette challenge was enough to make him leave, he was ready to leave anyway. So here's my question, and this is what I posted. If I was in a relationship and my significant other asked me not to do the silhouette challenge, I would not do it out of respect to him. So my question to those ladies, if we're going to self-reflect on this, and this was my question, why does she feel it's important to do the silhouette challenge? What's your reason?
Mm.
Why is it so important for you to post that video? Is it for the likes and the
Attention.
comments? For the attention? Okay. Well, if your answer is attention, then your next question is, why is his attention not enough
Mm.
that you feel is necessary for you to put yourself out there for likes and comments?
It could be that maybe his attention is just not enough. A lot of females, they get all the attention in the world at home, and they still seek more attention. Hell,
And
look at Steph Curry wife.
that is true. She was upset because she didn't get the attention. But that's something you have to really look within yourself and ask yourself, why do you feel that way? If you're in a relationship with someone, why is their love and attention not enough that you feel like you need to go seek it elsewhere?
And that's something that we can't help with.
Right. As a man, and even as a female, if you saw your man do the silhouette challenge and he out there bouncing his thing up and down, in the video for everybody, how would you feel about that? So and really, if you take a look back from the male perspective, he was just like, I don't want everybody looking at my woman like that. Yeah, I know you sexy, but I don't want you to do it. That would have been enough for me. If he said, baby, I don't want you to do it, then I'm not gonna do it. If he said, oh, let's do it, I'm gonna get in there with you. Then hey, we're gonna get on the video and do it together. But it's all about respect for him. Because if you're in a relationship with somebody, if you can't respect them enough not to do something simple as not to put
Right.
yourself on display, are you really and truly with that part?
That was a good point you just made, because social media is really bringing that out. And man, it,
Yes.
dude, that you hit it right on the head with that one.
Yes. What is it that you're missing in your relationship that you're seeking for
Mm.
on social media? Cause let's be clear, both male and female, when we post things on social media, we post it for the attention. We post it for the likes. We want to get that attention. But if you're in a relationship, why do you feel it's a need for that attention? Because when I say social media, you're right. Social media has taken it to a whole nother level, and all of these different challenges that they're doing, like, people, come on. Why do you feel like it's necessary for you to put yourself out there like that? Like, what's and then if somebody else says that it's wrong, or your significant other asks you not to, why do you feel like that's them being controlling?
Michelle Monroe said that's what Common and Tiffany Haddish did.
Yes, they did. I saw yes, Common and Tiffany Haddish. They did do it together. Matter of fact, he pulled her wig off her head in the challenge, which he was secure and he had no issues with his woman putting herself out there. So that's different. If your man is good with it, or your woman is fine with it, that's different. But if they're not, you have to take a step back and self-reflect, especially if you're really like gun ho on, no, I'm doing this, I don't care what he says, I'm doing it.
Mm.
Why?
Then you're not in a relationship.
Yes. Why do you feel so strongly that you have to do it? Like, why? And again, and I think I've said this before, like, even though I have a very strong personality, I am a true believer that the male is the head of the household and he is the alpha. And so if my man asks me, to me, that's not about him being controlling. That's about him saying, baby, no, I don't see, no, I would prefer you not to do that. I'd be like, okay, then I won't do it. You know,
You think Joy let me do a silhouette challenge?
hell no. Wait, no, you know what? She might. She'd be like, let's do it together. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I wouldn't have a problem if I wanted to do it and my man was like, hey, let's do it together. Like
I
Michelle
don't
said,
even know
like
how to
Common
do
and
it.
Tiffany Haddish. You just get out there and then you flip the light off. And so that people only see the silhouette. They can't see actual
See,
you.
that's just too much work. I got to set the lighting up and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
you
and I
gotta
don't
you
feel
gotta
like
set
doing
the
all that.
mood up.
Yeah.
When I tell you these challenges have gotten out of control, the Busset challenge, and then people been telling me you ain't seen the Busset challenge where they dropping it. My knees, yeah, my knees.
KO, I'm gonna be honest with you. With social media, I use it to promote shit. I don't even really be on there like that.
I get on there because I like to look at different stuff and different things. Now I did do the magazine cover challenge myself. I did that
Yeah,
and
I
then
saw that.
had somebody come in and kind of, hey, look, that's my favorite. I freaking love that picture.
For anybody who hasn't seen the magazine cover challenge on KO's page, you might want to go check it out. She got the whole right side of
Listen, li-
her ass cheek is just hanging out for your pleasure. Just I don't know if that's
listen.
gonna be on the front cover or the centerfold, but it's in there
It's
somewhere.
just a little booty cheek. People see booty cheek all day long. The thing that I love most about that picture is the background. It's a gorgeous shot. But it was funny. I actually had somebody come in and make the comment talking about, I love it, but who does a shoot just for a challenge? And I'm like, uh,
You've had those pictures for a while.
right. This is from my birthday photo shoot. I didn't do a photo shoot for a challenge. So that's a self reflection. Like, why? Like, if you loved my picture, then why couldn't you just leave it at, I love it? Why did you feel it necessary to make that comment about who does a photo shoot, who does a shoot for a challenge?
You said your favorite part about that picture is the background.
Yes, the background is gorgeous. It's in
I'm pretty sure the
Jamaica.
favorite part of that picture is the back for somebody.
Listen, for most of the men, yes, that's their favorite part of the picture. Let's self reflect and be. Now, look, and now if I'm being honest and I self reflect on that, I chose that picture, yes, because I knew the response that it was going to be get. Can I be honest about that?
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I can be honest. I knew that picture was going to get the response that it got.
And Frida said yes, it was a beautiful photo.
Thank you, Frida. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's a gorgeous shot. Even though you got booty cheek in it, it's a gorgeous shot.
That booty's good. Booty's good. Everybody likes booty.
Everybody likes booty. I mean, and I can't help it. I got I got a lot of booty, unfortunately. I got.
No, fortunately, I mean that's not enough of it going around.
Well, people are paying.
Natural
People are
booty.
paying for it. That's
There's
what I
not
was gonna
enough
say.
natural booty
People
going
are
around.
paying for it, and that's another self-reflection. Why do you feel like? And I ain't hating on people who get it,
No,
but why you feel like it's necessary? Like I like to take a step back, and every time, every time people ask me something, or somebody wants to get my advice on something, I always take them down that journey of self-reflection and say, why? Well, let me ask you this: why do you feel that way? Why do you feel such and such and such and such? And it always makes them take a step back and go, well, I don't know.
mm.
Well, that's the question that you need to find the answer to: is why do you feel that particular way? And I kind of diverted. I'm going all over the place, I feel like.
That,
But if I'm,
that's what happens when you get talking about booty and
I know it. They're talking to
shit.
you, Will. But I wanted to talk about also about my resolution, not my resolution, my journey for 2021.
Okay.
And so this one is kind of a little deep, but because I did, and I started talking about that, about the emotions.
Right.
So for 2021, my journey of self-reflection is fear, and why I allow fear to stifle me. And I have to use the word stifle because it does. I will allow fear to stop me in my tracks, or to prevent me from doing something that I want to do, all out of fear. And so when I say fear, I don't mean frightened, scared. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, I'm scared for my life. I mean, as in the fear of the unknown.
Really?
Yes.
I would have never said that about you.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see that.
You know what? A lot of people say that, and it's funny. Most people think I'm an extrovert, but I'm not.
Really?
I'm not. I become an extrovert when I get in front of people, communication, things. It's my niche. I love to get in front of people and talk. I will talk, 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 talk. But the real me is an introvert. Think about it. You said yourself you hadn't heard from me, you hadn't talked to me in a couple of weeks. Well, you said it seemed like a long time.
Hmm.
I am truly a introverted. I am at home. I keep to myself. I have a very small, like, circle that I really, stay. But I know everybody. It's like KO know everybody. If you go
Right.
out, everybody like, oh yeah, I know KO. When I'm out, I socialize. But most of the time, I'm at home and I keep to myself. And so that's something, that fear that keeps me at home, the fear of unknown, the fear of doing, like, for instance, remember I talked to you about doing the video blog for Red Wine
Yeah,
Conversations.
yeah.
Notice I haven't done one. You know why I haven't done one? Because I allowed the fear of, what if people don't like it? What if nobody watches it? What if
Really?
it doesn't come on?
That,
And so I second guessed myself, and it stopped me from venturing out there and doing it. I allow fear to stop me from doing Red Wine Conversations. How many times did you enjoy have to say, you need to do a podcast? You need to do
true.
a podcast. And so that's something I really have to get a grip on, because I allow those things. And I think it's because I'm a control freak. I like to be in control. And I don't like doing things that I don't know the outcome of.
Okay.
So the fear of the unknown is a biggie for me, because I'm a control freak. Like I'm an analytical person. I'm a problem solver. I'm a thinker. I'm always thinking. I'm always analyzing. And so if I can't figure out what the outcome may be, where are you laughing at? Somebody made
Yeah.
a comment.
Michelle says she don't believe that the way you walked into that brunch, that woman owned the world.
It is true. That is me when I am, and she is absolutely right. When people see me out, which is why you were surprised by that. When people see me out, and when I am out, I socialize, and I carry myself with confidence. I walk into a room like, yeah, I'm here, but really and truly, I'm a very introverted person, and I keep to myself.
See, that's like me. I'm an introvert.
Yeah, but see, people wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I don't like attention. I don't like to talk. I don't like none of that. I'm not.
Yeah, I love to talk, but when I don't want the attention, it's like I try to to sneak back in the room, but it's something about me that draws people to me. That's something I had to learn to accept. People are naturally drawn to me. And so when I walk into a room, Michelle is right. When I walk into a room, people notice me even when I don't want to be noticed.
Hmm.
Now, when I want to be noticed, now y'all know me. Now, when I want to be noticed, I can be noticed. But most of the time, when I come into a room and I don't want to be noticed, it's difficult. Like, but yeah, I'm really an introverted person, and the fear of the unknown stifles me a lot in things that I want to do or I desire to do. And I've got to get a grip on that. I've
Hmm.
really got to get a hold because I would love to be more social and get out. But a lot of times I'll be like, I don't want to go by myself. I don't know who's gonna be there. And so I allow the unknown to stop me from going out.
And I was lying. I ain't no introvert. Uh, no, but I was an introvert all through high school,
Mhm.
and it wasn't until I got to college that I just started stepping out of that and getting out of that whole. I don't know who's gonna be there. I don't know them and all that. I never would have met people or actually grew into the person I am now had I kept going that route. So I don't know. I think the fact of just not really caring about, not having, like you said, how you got to control the outcome and everything.
Mhm.
I guess I got to the point where I was like, I don't give a damn about the outcome. I'm just gonna go in head first, and if it work, it work. If it don't, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, and you know what? That's where I need to get myself to. When I say I'm a control,
Mm,
I'm really, and it's not that I don't like to, and I want to let me clarify. I don't like to control other people. I don't want to be in control. I don't even want that responsibility. I just need to be in control of me and what's going to happen and what the
gotcha.
outcome is going to be for me. And so when I can't clearly see that outcome, it makes it difficult for me to take a step out there sometimes.
Mm,
And so that's something I definitely want to work on with myself. But I will tell you, me becoming an introvert, I think it stems from growing up. I got a huge family, and I was always surrounded by people. Always. We had the Kool-Aid house in the neighborhood. If anybody knows, hey, they knew where the Northington house was. We was on Otay out east. Everybody was at the house. We had the best house parties. My family was huge. We were always, you know, every weekend going to my great grandmama's house, all those different. So I was always around a lot of people. And I think what happened as I got older,
mm-hmm.
I was like, dang, I need some time to myself. I ain't got no time to myself. And so I started taking time for myself and pulling away. And now it's gotten me to, I don't I don't go out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's really where it stems from. Is how I got here. So I mean, it's something I've got to work with because I truly like to socialize. I enjoy socializing with people. I want to get out and do different things. It's just that sometimes I allow myself to sit in the house and I'll come up with a reason, I'll say I'm going to do it. The next thing I know, time has passed and I'm still sitting at the house.
Royce Murray said that's an alpha woman mindset.
Yes, it is. I am an alpha. I can't help it. It is. I am who I am. I am most definitely an alpha.
And then you got Carolyn Finch said it runs in the family.
It does run. That's my sister cuz. Hey Carolyn. Hey boo. Yes, that's my sister cuz. Yes. That is if you ever hear me talk about my cousin that I go everywhere with, that I do stuff, that's my girl. Yes.
Now, Tamitra Gordon said she really understands that. She said that going to the comedy shows alone has been her testing the waters.
Yeah, it's difficult to go out by yourself. It really is difficult to go out by yourself. But I mean, I try it. And then the other thing is, and this is something too I had to do a self-reflection on. Women, when we go out together, sometimes you have to pick the right person to go out with when it's another female,
Mm.
because you don't want that competition, or you don't want to feel like they think they in competition. Women do that.
Really?
Yes, women do that. And so I tend not to go out with a lot of women, because I'm like, you know what, hey. But I will tell you now, I have a small circle, and those people who are in my small circle, I don't worry about that with. Like, that's not an issue. Um, but you get tired of going out with women all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You get tired of the girls' trips. You get tired of going to the bar with another woman. Then if you meet somebody, and then here your friend is sitting over here, nobody talking to her, you talking to. It's too much. It's too much, and which really and truly is not. See, again, self reflection. If I'm asking myself and I'm being honest, is it really too much, or I just don't want to do it?
I stopped hanging around a lot of people because it just became too much for me. I got tired of being that person that everybody wanted to tell their problems to.
Yes, yes, I get that. I get that a
I
lot.
just
People do like to talk to
I
me,
got tired. I mean, and maybe it sounds selfish, but I got to the point where I was like, dude, I got my own shit going on. I don't. I'm tired of being here for everybody.
and
And
nobody
then
be. Mm-hmm.
exactly, I mean,
Yeah,
and everybody was like, oh well, with me being a comedian, like, oh well, he good. He always laugh and crack jokes. He good. He good. I can talk to him and unload on him, but when it comes time for me to talk about some shit,
right.
nobody's there to listen. So it got to a point where I was like, you know what, Will, I gotta stop carrying everybody else's burden, man.
Yes, I know exactly how you feel.
And
I,
I
I
and
I
I, I
feel the
had to.
same way.
I couldn't take it no more.
I feel the absolute same way, because I have had that problem. Like, I feel like I'm there for everybody, but if I was to stumble, who's there for me? I actually, had to reach out to a friend one time and say, you know what? I know this sounds weird coming from me, but you know what? I need you to just come over, let me cry on your shoulder. I just need to get this out.
Mm,
Just let me cry on your shoulder. We ain't gotta talk. Just I need to get a good cry out. Cause when I break down, there's nobody to pick me up. There's
right.
nobody. Like, I feel like I'm on this ship alone. But in reality, if I take a step back and I truly self reflect, it's not that I'm on the island alone. It's that Karen doesn't reach out. Think
Uh,
about it. Because here's the thing. Now, here's how I know that's a true statement. I'm not truly on this island alone. Is that I don't reach out, because when I reached out to my friend and I said, you know what, all I need to get this cry out. I need to cry. Just come over here. Just let me cry on your shoulder. And they came. So I'm not on the island by myself. I just choose not to reach out.
okay, okay, I get what you're saying now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm a little slow, so it took me
Yes.
a
Yes.
minute. I didn't need
Yes.
you to agree with that, but
Yes. No, I wasn't agreeing that you're slow. Well, I don't know. You do got issues, Will. But no, I had, so that's something on my journey of self reflection. Remember, I talked about emotions. I'd never really expressed. So it wasn't that I was really and truly by myself. I typically don't reach out, which again, I have to go back to and see. Now that's going to be playing in my head, Royce. He's talking about my alpha mentality. Alphas typically don't reach out. We don't reach out for help.
mm,
We're always there to help everybody else. My personality is I am the always the first one. If anybody say they need help, I got you. What you need? Help, help, help. But we don't typically always ask for help.
is it wrong to get tired of that though?
Helping?
Yeah.
No, it's not wrong to get tired of it, especially when you're trying to help those who don't want to help themselves. Now that's something I had to learn to let go of. If you ain't trying to help yourself, I can't help you. I'm not finna keep give to you, and then you're not doing anything for yourself in return, because there's a lot of people, again, self-reflection, there's so many people that have so many, oh, woe is me, and
Right.
it's always everybody's fault. But
Right.
can you really and truly take that step back and look at yourself and see where you're at fault and where you could have changed your trajectory, your path? A lot of people are not willing to do that. And so that's what I do on my self-reflection journey. Like, I have to learn that I got to stop blaming other people and stop saying it's somebody else's fault. Let me take a step back and look at myself. Where could I have made a change?
Right.
Where was the responsibility on me? Because when you ask yourself why, you always find you had a choice. A lot of people say, I didn't have a choice. I had no, you had a choice, but you made a different one. So you have to really take a look at yourself and some of the things that you got going on. That's what self reflection is about. Really and truly being honest with yourself. And when you be honest with yourself, you learn a lot about yourself. I've learned so much about myself through my journey of self reflection, especially this new one on fear. I'm learning a lot
I learned
about
something right there
myself
because I mean, you're the last person I thought that fear would be anywhere in your vocabulary.
because people think I'm fearless.
I do. I thought it was, that's how I was thinking.
No, no, and let me and so if we're doing a true journey of self reflection,
Mm-hmm.
it's my wall that I put up because again, I don't like to be. It goes back to me not expressing my emotions. I don't like being vulnerable. And so for me to put myself out there makes me vulnerable.
Mm.
And so I chose not to express my emotions because I didn't like that vulnerability. I'm an alpha. We don't like to be vulnerable. And so it's something that I had to learn about myself that, baby, it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable sometimes. But you have to pick and choose who you're vulnerable with because you can't be vulnerable with everybody.
Ain't that the truth?
You can't be that way with everybody.
Because a
You
lot of people take that shit for as
yes,
weakness.
yes, yes. You cannot be that way with everybody, but it is okay. And that's something that I'm having to learn to deal with and to tear down my wall and allow people to see that emotional side of Karen. And matter of fact, I made a post that said for 2021, I was gonna get in touch with my girly side. I think the post said, what did it say? For 2021, I'm getting in touch with my girly side, and from here on, I'm not gonna say I wanna fuck. I wanna. What did I say? I wanna.
Yeah, please.
I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it said. I want to do something naked. Something naked is what it said. Lady, hold cuddle naked. That's what it said. I want to cuddle naked. I wasn't gonna say I
so
want to
you
fuck. I'm gonna say I'm gonna cuddle naked.
so you don't want you saying you ain't gonna say you want fuck. You just want to cuddle naked.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna stop saying I want because I gotta. I'm trying to get in touch with my emotional girly
Yeah,
side.
that shit ain't gonna work. I just can't see you saying that.
You can't see me saying
Hell
that.
no, I can't see you saying that. If a nigga told me that, man, KO called me up and said she just wanted to cuddle naked, man. I was like, what? Who?
It is. It. Listen, when I say, but I. You know what? I can be emotional. It depends on the right person that puts me in that emotional
Nah,
female state. But most of the time, no, I am my alpha
shit,
self.
that nigga had to be Mufasa. He can't just be
No.
no. He can't be no alpha. That nigga got to be Mufasa. Man. He can't.
Listen, when I tell you, listen, I have a friend that I ask about myself all the time. I be asking him these questions about me because, I like to get the male perspective because my mindset is a little different. I tend to think more like a male than some females. And so I'd be like, do you get this impression of me? So he always laughs at me when I ask him that. He was like, what, do you see me that way? And he was like, when I told him I said I was looking for a relationship, he said, well, that means you're going to have to let the man do some of the stuff that you.
Right. Right.
No, no. He has to accept me for who I am. Listen, I'm a power tool owning woman.
You had a fucking what wood burning stove on your back porch
Uh-huh.
that you got out of there by yourself.
Okay. Listen, you got to do what you got to do. Now, I don't have a problem there.
Ain't
If
no girly girl gonna get rid of no goddamn wood burning stove by herself. I don't give a damn. You done ruined yourself. Cause that's all I'm gonna think about. Ain't girly girl is no longer in your vocabulary.
I am a girly girl. I can be a girly girl when I want to be a girly girl. I can, but I can't help it. Didn't you see my post about Valentine's? If you want to give me a Valentine's gift, I'm registered at Home Depot and Lowe's.
Yeah, I saw
Like
that.
that is who I am. I'm gonna be happy with some power tools before I would a piece of jewelry. So if you want to get to my heart, give me a new drill. I need a new workbench. Get me
Look
some
here, I'm
tools.
pretty sure if fellas saw that damn picture of you, they gonna try to give you a drill. It may not be the one you want, but
Listen, wait a minute though, but listen, this is funny because I had to do a self reflection on myself in Lowe's because I ran into a guy every time I go to Home Depot or Lowe's. This is what I get when I run into a guy, and he go, "You in here by yourself? Yeah. You need any help? You know what you're getting? No, I'm good. Well, where your man at? Well, why your man ain't? He ain't fixing that for you. I ain't got no man. If I had one, he be here at Lowe's or Home Depot, getting what I need.
see, fellas, y'all could have ended that conversation about two sentences earlier, or two questions earlier. After she said, "Hey, she in there by herself," then you need to go in for the kill. Quit asking all them other motherfucking
All the
unnecessary questions.
questions. Yeah, asking me. So now what I do when somebody say something to me in Home Depot or Lowe's, I always go, well, us single girls got to do what we got to do. Yep, if I had a man, I'd have somebody come in here and do it for me. Because let me just cut you off so you don't ask. But the last time I did that, dude thought I was trying to holler at him. I guess because he was like, she giving me her stats and shit. Maybe she interested.
Yeah,
No, I just knew what your next questions was going to be. So let me just go ahead and answer all the questions. And that way we don't have to talk about it.
just just go in for the kill off the rip. If I was still out here, I would say shit like, I'd be like, so what you looking for, so I can come over there and do it for you.
Listen, it's rare I get approached in Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm gonna tell you why. I won't say it's rare. It happens, but most of the time when I'm at Home Depot and Lowe's, I don't look like this. I'm not. They got the hair up. I'm looking cute this evening,
You
but
look cute all the time, Kale. Quit playing.
you ain't seen me at Home Depot and Lowe's covered in paint and with my.
I done seen you when you was out there working on your back porch.
Well, thank you. You thought I was cute,
Yeah,
covered
you
in
always
paint.
cute. Come
Well,
on now,
I
Kale. Quit, stop
appreciate it
that
because I
shit.
be a hot mess when I be going to home. That shit. Hey, hair all over my head. I may not have combed it. I be looking a mess when I be in Home Depot and Lowe's. I might be covered in whatever I'm working on at the time. But yeah, and then fellas, stop asking the women when they in Home Depot and Lowe's if they know what they doing. That's an insult. That's an insult. I had a handful of trim. Guy says, because I'm doing, I put up crown
Oh,
molding, base
okay. You know
trim.
what? Cause yeah,
Trim, you went pussy.
yeah.
I ain't talking about pussy. I did not
I
have a
said,
handful
God
of
damn,
pussy.
which Home Depot you at? I need to go.
Yes, this Home Depot does not sell that type of trim. Okay, when I say trim, I'm talking about the wood molding and things that the
All the
baseboard.
younger listeners, they don't know what the fuck I'm
Yes,
talking about right now.
that is old. You talking about some trim? I told my age and I knew what you were saying. Tell him.
You can tell I hung around a bunch of old niggas.
Yes, we were telling my age and I knew exactly what you was talking about. That's so sad. But anyway, I had a handful of trim. How about molding? I'm gonna say a handful of molding in my hand, and so he gonna say, "You know what you doing with that? Yeah. You got the tools at home that you need, to put that work with that? Yeah. Oh, so you know what you're looking for, huh? Yeah. Like, dude, so fellas, stop. Most of the time, if you see women in Home Depot, and if we looking rough and we got a handful of molding, we pretty much know what we about to go
Karen,
home
let
and
me
do
ask a
with it.
question. Let me
Yeah.
ask a question. Because I know dudes be trying to holler and shit, man. So what? Let me ask you this: what is the do's and don'ts when it comes to hollering at you?
I don't have a do's and don'ts. I don't have a list. I don't
So
have
I mean, just how do you want? Like, if a dude was gonna do it, how should he do it? Just
what approach me?
yeah.
Just approach me. Just walk up and say, "Hey." Just approach me. You ain't got to give me a line. I will talk to anybody. Like you said, you didn't know I was introvert. I'll talk to anybody. If you speak to me, I'm gonna speak back. Like don't give me no line. You give me a line, and that'll I'll be like, just be you. Walk up and speak. You know, It's just that simple. It, no do's and don'ts. I don't have a list of requirements. Well, I'm gonna take that. That's a lie. I do have a list. First on my list is there has to be a mutual physical attraction.
Gotcha.
If we don't have a mutual physical attraction, it's not gonna work. There's no, and I hear a lot of people say, oh, physical attraction is not that important. You probably passing up on a lot of good guys just cause. Now when I say physical attraction, it doesn't mean that he got to be buff, you know built, and he got to be, and really I don't like pretty men. If I look at you and think you cuter than me, we can't. Yeah. So it's really not even about that. He ain't got to have a six pack, and he ain't got to be fine and all of that. But when I look at him, I have to be physically attracted to him. So there's something about that has to attract me to him. And I attempted to kind of get past that. I met a guy and I was like, he's nice looking, but I really didn't have that physical attraction to him, and it didn't work. So physical attraction is a must. After we get past the physical attraction, we have to have compatible personalities. If our personalities are not compatible, it doesn't matter how attracted to. I mean, now let's. I ain't gonna say that. That's another show. That's a Thursday night show. I was about to say that. Hey, if I'm physically attracted, I still might get me some, but that don't mean we going any further than that. You end up being what's the word that they use? A fuck boy. We send you on. Yeah, that's physical attraction, but no personality. Personality is not compatible. It's not gonna work.
Mm.
There's nothing there. We're not gonna work. So then we have to have that. Once we reach that, what? Lord, I lost my train of thought. So we got physical attraction,
Mm.
compatible
Mm.
personalities, and next we have to be sexually compatible. If we're not sexually compatible, it's not gonna work.
JC said right after the physical, then the mental compatibility.
Absolutely. Yes. If we are not mentally compatible, we can't go nowhere. Like we can't build. We have to be on the same level. Like, if that personality is not there, it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. And then the sex has to be right after that. If the sex ain't right, we can't make it any further. It's not gonna work. And I said that, when I called in last night, real sex with flour. Like, no, we one and done. If you ain't get it right, I ain't teaching. We not finna do that. But we on a whole nother subject. We supposed to be and I self reflected about that. Should I teach? Is it wrong for me to say that I'm not gonna teach? I don't think that it is. I think at this age, people ought to know what they like. He has his own style. He has his groove. Like, let's see if our grooves match, because if you have a physical attraction, you have a compatible personality, typically the sexual attraction is going to be there, and there's not going to be any teaching. You don't have to teach. You guys are simpatico. You into each other. There's no teaching
I mean,
required.
it's like a goddamn mix CD. Everybody ain't gonna like your mix CD.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got my track list is completely different from other motherfuckers out there. So if you don't like my track list, hey, go listen to somebody else's
Go
playlist.
listen to somebody else's, and then, hey, we gonna move on, and it's okay.
Cause somebody gonna like
Somebody is gonna like it.
it.
You're absolutely right. Just cause your track ain't right for me, don't mean it ain't right for somebody else. Yes, absolutely. And I ain't finna hold on to you and try to make it work when I know it's not gonna work. And a lot of people do that. They want to hold on, and that reminds me. I saw another a post about, and this I see a lot, and that it said to ladies, you gotta stop putting everything into trying to fix a broken man that doesn't want to be fixed.
Mm.
And people do that. And that really and truly goes vice versa, because I have seen men put a lot of time and energy into a woman that didn't want to be fixed by them. And so you have to take a step back and self reflect in some of your relationships when you're complaining about stuff. And like with Valentine's Day coming up, let's think about this. And people complain all the time about, oh, you don't love me the way he don't love me the way I love him, or she don't love me the way I love her. Well, let's self reflect on that. Because if you feel like that person doesn't love you the way you love them, my first question is, why are you with them? Are you sitting back waiting for them to love you? How long have you been with them?
Mm.
And when is that love going to come? So if it's not mutual, you can't change somebody. That person has to want to change. And if they don't want to change, there's nothing you can do to change them. Absolutely nothing. You can try all day long. I don't care how much you give to that person, how much you do for that person, but until they're willing to change and accept you for who you are or what you want to give, it doesn't matter. And I think a lot of people miss that. And they'll stand back and they say, oh, I put 4 or 5 years into this. Well, why did you put 4 or 5 years into trying to build a relationship with someone who was clearly showing you they didn't want to build with you?
Mm.
So you have to ask yourself that question. Because I had to, when I attempted to see where it could go with the gentleman that I really and truly, I wasn't physically attracted. He was a nice looking guy, but physically I wasn't attracted to him. And I was like, oh, Karen, you got to get past that. You know what, girl? Tired of being single. You know, we gon' and every time I saw him, I was like, there's no physical attraction. He wasn't ugly, nice looking, but there's no physical attraction. I'm not attracted to you. And I can't make myself become attracted to you. It's not going to grow on me that I suddenly find you attractive.
Mm.
It's just not going to work. And I had to be honest with myself. But a lot of people are not honest and they make decisions because they don't want to be alone. And they enter into relationships with people that really aren't meant for them to be with, but all because they didn't want to be alone. So you have to ask yourself, if you're unhappy in your relationship, ask yourself, why are you in it?
Mm.
This is about true self-reflection. It's not about that person. It's about you. Why? Why do you stay? Why do you continue to allow that person to treat you the way that they treat you, or whatever it is that you're having, an issue with or unhappy with? Why? Why is it that you require the things, here it is Valentine's Day. Most ladies, they want them big gifts. Why? Why do you feel like a large monetary gift equals love? Why? You have to ask those questions of yourself. That's what a journey of self-reflection is about. Asking yourself why. Why do I feel the way that I feel? Now, you may end up at the end of it say, okay, I feel I'm justified in, this is how I feel and this is what I'm going to do. That's your choice. But then that means you have to own it. So that's the thing about self-reflection. Once you come to an answer and you hear that from somebody else and you know it, you have to own it. Because yeah, I did it. That's who I am. I said it. You're right. I own it. A lot of people are not willing to do that. Own up to it.
Mm.
Own up to what's going on. Own up to why are you in this relationship? Why are you doing what you're doing? I have to own up to why I allow fear to stop me from doing a lot of things. So take this journey of self-reflection with me. Hey, let's figure out why we do the things that we do.
What are you gonna leave your fans with? Since
We
really
went
time.
over what time? We went over a little bit
Yeah,
tonight.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I want to leave you guys with, what? It's 2021. Pick an area, to do a self-reflection on. Choose something that has really been bothering you about yourself, or an issue that you continue to have that no matter what you do, you can't see a resolution to it. And so take a step back and start asking yourself those questions. Why? And every time you get an answer, ask yourself why again until you get to the root of the problem. So take this journey of self-reflection with me. The question is why? Why do you feel the way you feel? Why do you do the things you do? So be ready. Ask yourself and be open and honest about it. Can you be honest with yourself? 2021 is about honesty. Thank you guys for tuning in. Great show. Thank you, Will, for coming on with me. I enjoyed chatting with you tonight.
Anytime, KO.
Hey, you guys, you can follow me on Facebook. I'm also on iHeart. Shoot, we don't cross a whole lot of platforms. Will got me going. Speaker.com. Yes.
Platforms.
Will has got me out there. YouTube. You can also follow me. Hey, Red Wine Conversations. We'll see y'all in 2 more weeks.
Hey, say what everybody else say when they famous. Google me.
Ain't no, don't Google me because I don't know what you might find.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
Wait a minute. Before we go, I have to say, tomorrow night, Drinks and Jokes for Sensible Folks. Yes, we got a 7:30 and a 9:30 show. If you have not gotten your tickets, hey, get a ticket. I will be there. Just Will, who is absolutely funny. We've got 4 other comedians on the card. Hey, come out. $25. You get food, you get drinks, and jokes. Hey, and if you haven't planned anything for Valentine's Day,
oh, we got something special for them lined up too.
Got something special.
All the ladies, if you're single or if you're with somebody, you still gonna get a little gift when you come to the day.
See, now I got to come because I get a gift. I'm so ready. Got my Valentine's. Yeah, so check us out. Go to either Will's page or Brown Brothers Productions.
Yeah, they can go to brownbrothersproductions.com, man, and click on Drinks and Jokes. It'll take you right to the link where you can actually purchase your ticket.
If you haven't been to a show, you need to come. Absolutely amazing. Always have a good time. Only got 4 tickets left for the 9:30 show, so y'all need to come on. If you haven't got your tickets or planned anything for your girl, come on out and see us at Drinks and Jokes for Sensible Folks.
We out of here. One last thing.
What else?
I know a lot of people been asking, and I need to pause the music real quick because I got to go ahead and clear this up real quick. Yes, we are shooting a movie, and it will be released this summer.
Yes, y'all got to catch the movie because y'all know your girl is in the movie. Yes. Look, if y'all didn't see my picture, look, and we were supposed to be closing out.
Yeah.
If you didn't see my picture that I posted on my page with me with the gun, and I said T, y'all better ask somebody about T. Y'all better ask somebody. I can't wait for the movie.
Basically the name of the movie is We Couldn't Make This Up. It's going to be premiering this summer. We're super excited, man. KO, thank you so much for coming through and putting your part down with my brother and everybody, man. I mean, everybody's doing such a great part in the movie, man, right now. We only got about, I think, 4 more scenes to shoot.
Okay.
4 more scenes to shoot before the movie's actually completed, man. And then we're going to get into post and adding all the sound and mixing all the sound and everything. But man, right now, I mean, the shots look great. They look amazing. We've been putting a couple of stills out there for people to look at it.
Yes, y'all had your girls have them curls was popping. I was like, oh, them curls is popping in the picture. Yes.
But man, the movie is going great, man. I can't wait till we're finished. Everybody's super excited about it, man. We got a few more cameos that are gonna, actually pop up in the movie, man. So
great.
People are going to be excited when they see certain people in there, and people are going to be excited to see themselves in the movie, man.
I love it. I love. Let me tell you, Will, I love you. I love your enthusiasm. I love that you go for what you want to do.
Definitely.
And I love it. And hey, that's why I came on board with Brown Brothers. We're going to make it do what it do. Yes, I love me some Brown Brothers. All right, but we're going to close it out now for real.
Close it out for real this time,
Thank y'all for tuning in.